Yeah. Let's go back to tower cam. We got a tornado on the ground. Tower cam, pull it up full. Pull it up full. Okay, there we go. That is either I don't know, Mike. I don't know if that is a tornado on the ground or if we've got a fire.
Yeah,
it could easily be a fire. So let's just hold off on that right now. Yeah, I think that we could have a fire here. From the distance, initially looking at that, it looked like we had a tornado on the ground. Not to say it's not, but this is a very, very difficult place to look through all of the heavy rain we're getting right now. There's a chance. There's a very strong circulation with this storm. And so we do have the tornado warning that continues until 2:45. We are looking at a live shot right now. And you would think any fire would have a very difficult time getting going, but that does not appear to be moving. So that is the thing. It's all basically in the same spot. So again, we've got what appeared to be initially right off the bat a tornado, but again, this could have been a fire or something, and it doesn't appear to be moving laterally like you would expect. The base of it is staying in the same spot. So again, that's something to continue to look at very closely. Looked like we had a tornado on the ground. Let's go back over and look at the radar. We'll come back to this shot here momentarily. And Mike, on that one, we're looking at the south storm, the direction of that?
That's the south one, and then that's the one that's up near Mechanicsville. That's the one that's been getting stronger.
Yeah, this one is very intense right now. Here's 295 and Mechanicsville Turnpike. We're looking at about a mile down 295 from where it crosses Mechanicsville Turnpike. And that is where Creighton Road, basically between Mechanicsville Turnpike and Creighton Road on 295, that is an intense circulation, and that's crossing 295 right now. And there could be a tornado at any time with that storm. Let's look at correlation coefficient on both those areas, Mike, and see if what we just saw there could have been debris or if in fact was just smoke. And again, I don't see anything in there right now that would indicate, at least where we are. Let's go back and look for the south storm as well, see if there's anything there. Again, there's the circulation right in there. Okay, I don't really see much there. There could be something right in there near Walmsley Boulevard. Again, that'd be close to 150 and Iron Bridge Road, right where we're looking. So there's a chance that what we were looking at could have been a funnel, but it can't confirm a tornado at this time, even though it definitely looked like you had something in there. We're getting slammed now by rainfall here at the station. Let's go back and check the north storm again. You got two storms here essentially in the Richmond metro area. You've got one south and east of right where 295 and Mechanicsville Turnpike. So basically it's right there. It's right at the intersection of 295 and Mechanicsville Turnpike. So 360 and 295, there's that circulation. It may be coming down in intensity just a little bit, but it is still very strong. So again, the circulation's right at 360 and 295, right over Mechanicsville, and it is moving to the north at 30 miles per hour. So again, it's going to come right up here, Bell Creek Road and Lee Davis Road. Okay, so we mentioned earlier that Chesterfield County schools were sheltering in place, so were Henrico County schools. Now Hanover schools are also sheltering in place. And again, I'll say the same thing I've said about the previous places. That is where you want your children to be right now if they can't be at home with you. And this is not a time to go get them. All you're going to do is endanger yourself and them if you try to go out there and get them. And you're probably not going to have anybody even come to the door at these schools. So they need to be where they are, sheltering in place. These are the types of tornadoes that are easily survivable in that kind of structure. Okay, these are cinder block structures, and they are in the hallway. They are probably better protected than they would be in your own home unless you had a below ground shelter. So this is a good place for them to be, sheltering in place at the public schools in Hanover County, Henrico County, and Chesterfield County. A good spot for them to be. I've got 3 children, so I'm speaking from a very personal standpoint when I'm telling you that. They are in schools, and they are also sheltering in place, and that is a good place for them to be. I would not want my wife out there on the roads trying to go pick them up right now. Okay, so there's the circulation. It's over Mechanicsville Turnpike and 295. It continues to track to the north at 30 miles per hour. Tornado warning continues on this until 2:45. It will likely be extended beyond that as this moves up into more of Hanover County and eventually probably western sections of King William County, King and Queen County. It's probably going to clip parts of Caroline County as well. So just stay alert as this storm continues to move through the area. That's the north storm. right over Mechanicsville, right over 295, and right over 360. And then the south storm here that we were looking at a moment ago, it doesn't look quite as organized at the moment, but we've seen this. And, there could be something, and Mike, there could be something here that the radar just has an issue between these two parts of Richmond. I don't know, perhaps. But it seems like in this area here, the storms just do not seem to look very good. And then beyond that, they really get going. So there might be something, either something topographically that the storms have trouble with. Maybe there's some sort of influence there, but we've seen this happen a couple times now where they've weakened and they've gotten a lot more organized as they have crossed over 64 heading north and east. So again, we're looking at King William County now, western King William County. So Pine Hill, Newman, Studley, Corinth Fork, Mango Hick, Turpin, Tuckforth, and Upshaw. Those are locations in the path of the storm between 2:30 and 2:56. You can see the time of arrival there. Again, that lead storm is now outside of 295. It's heading up more into Hanover County again, and so it's crossed 360. It's going to pass west of Old Church. The south storm, again, the current time is 2:29. That south storm is going to be Richmond at 2:34, Central Gardens at 2:36. Heckler Village at 2:37, East Highland Park at 2:38, Fayette Park at 2:40, Chickahominy at 2:42, Chamberlain 2:44, Brandy Creek Estates at 2:45, Craney Island Estates at 2:47, Pole Green 2:49, Ashcake 2:53, Forest Lake Hills at 2:54, Studley 2:55, Peaks 2:57, and Crosses Quarter at 2:58. Again, the storm has a tornado warning on it until 2:45, but it will likely be extended, and we've extended that storm track there just to kind of give you an idea of where it might be in western sections of King William County if it continues to track that way. There's Manquin and Aylett right up 360, so it's going to be right along and west of that. Again, two circulations. It looks like the south storm's starting to get going again, Mike. Looks like it's starting to get a little bit more of a circulation, and that one is coming up over Route 1. And if we've got Duncan, let's check in with him again, because I think he's probably pretty close to that right now. He is. We don't have him at the moment, and if we have Andrew, we can check in with Andrew Smith as well. If we have Andrew Smith, we can check in with him. So you guys just let me know what's going on. There's the live shot from Andrew Smith. Andrew, it looks like you just slammed in it right now. Where are you headed?
Yeah, I'm on Pocahontas Parkway heading eastbound. It is pouring buckets here, trying to get around the city to catch up to the storm that's going over the city right now. If I tried chasing it from where I am now, I would just run to the backside of it. It wouldn't be a good situation here. So trying to come around and catch it again as it emerges in Mechanicsville behind the first storm.
Okay. All right, Andrew, just stay safe out there on those roads. And it's just difficult. The visibility is very difficult. You've got so much humidity out there. The cloud bases are very low. It's a tropical atmosphere. You can feel it in the studio. The humidity, it leaches in every time the door opens up. And this is the type of air mass that you get in April, where you have both the heat and humidity and you have the wind shear. And all of this is courtesy of Nicole that's brought this air mass into the region. And there is a flash flood warning for the Richmond area as well, because of extremely heavy rainfall that we have received from this storm. There's the circulation. It's right over the Philip Morris plant. So this is going to be Route 1. There's Midlothian Turnpike as well. So Route 60 right at Route 1 and also Hull Street. So right in here you've got in Manchester area, Caravati's is going to be down in here as well. There's Commerce Road, and of course there's Interstate 95. So this is going to cross Interstate 95 probably right at about exit 70 or 71, heading north on 95. So it's a little bit south of that 74 exit interchange that takes you toward the downtown expressway. This one's going to come right up over, and I say more like 72, or exit 72 on Interstate 95. And this is going to come right up across Fairfield Court, Mosby Court, right here at the Chaco Valley Bridge as well. So that's where that circulation here on the southeast sides of the city of Richmond is going to head. And there it is. That's a strong circulation. Again, there's the James River, and we're looking at this thing. It's right over the downtown expressway. In fact, this thing is coming right up over Main Street Station. Okay, so that circulation is right over Shockoe Bottom, right over Main Street Station. All right, so that's where the circulation is right now. That's the south storm, and that is a strong circulation that we have there. We've got Storm Rider in the bottom right-hand part of your screen. That's a live shot from them. They look like they're getting out of the heaviest rainfall. And then that's a tower cam shot in the upper right. We've got circulation here that is now, it's a well northeast of 295. It's moved past there a good bit. There's Studley Road right in here. So that circulation is approaching Studley Road. So Studley Road here running like this and kind of curves down a little bit. So again, there it is, the circulation there. There's Pole Green Road up to Studley Road. Okay, so it's between Pole Green Road and Studley Road in Mechanicsville, and it continues to head north and east through Hanover County. And here's the river. All right, so we're looking at the let's see, the Pamunkey River. So this is the Pamunkey River, this line here. And so we're looking at King William County up here where my hand is. So this is King William County, Pamunkey River in here, Hanover County right in here. And there's the circulation between Pole Green Road and Studley Road, and it continues to head to the northeast at 30 miles per hour. That warning goes for another 11 minutes. It goes until 2:45. But again, that circulation there started in north central North Carolina, and we've been tracking this thing for 3 hours. It has been there. It's been significant for that long and continues to come through the central part of Virginia now, and it shows no signs of slowing down. That is the flash flood warning. Yes.
Just want to get you one observation that came in. Flooding at I-95 in Belvedere Street. Shoulder and left lane are closed. So that just came in at 2:31. So we're starting to get some flooding on 95.
95 in Belvedere. Okay,
yeah, shoulder and left lane closed.
Okay, so 95 in Belvedere is right there, just a little bit north of the big Richmond sign. As you come up 95, you see the Richmond sign in big letters. It's going to be the next exit there, essentially. And that is where the heavy rainfall is, Belvedere and Chamberlain. So that exit there is where you have heavy rainfall. I want to say that is going to be exit 76 on Interstate 95, where it shares that thoroughfare with Interstate 64. Okay, so flooding at the exit, Belvedere exit on Interstate 95/64. All right, so we've got heavy rainfall that continues with the storm, but the main concern at this moment is the potential for the tornado, and the tornado could be right along Highway 95 here. This is the south storm. It's crossing over Church Hill at the moment, and close to Churchill. So let's do this the right way here. We've got Churchill down here, and then we've got areas here in Shockoe Slip. Okay, so Shockoe Slip area all the way down to about Churchill. It's a broad circulation. Again, this is going to be a Belvedere Street right in here. So that's where the flooding is. It's at 95/64 and Belvedere. And so we've got flooding in this area, and then we've got also the potential for a tornado here in the downtown Richmond area, just a little bit just south and east of, we'll say, the VCU campus. Okay, so a little bit east of VCU is where the circulation is, and it's continuing to head to the north and east. Again, here's 360. All right, so 360 is right in here, so that's Mechanicsville Turnpike, and there's Richmond International Raceway. So right up in here, okay? So there's RIR right in this area, Laburnum right along here, Ladies Mile Road, just a little bit south of there. All right, so all these locations in the path of this storm as it continues to move through the area. And let's see what we've got here through, if we get Andrew up, let's let it go and check with him. There's a look at the overall precipitation presentation. And in heavy rainfall, Ginter Park to RIR. And there's the hook right in here. Circulation is going to be right there at the Shockoe Valley Bridge. All right, so there's the Hook Echo. Shockoe Valley Bridge is where the circulation is. It continues to head to the north, right up 360. Andrew, where are you right now, and what are you looking at?
Like, I'm on 295. I just crossed over Charles City Road, Portuguese Road, heading northbound. Little interesting feature on this storm here by the airport. I just came through it, and there's definitely a rain-free base on it as it's getting near the airport. And looking at it on the radar, there appears to be some kind of weak couplet in the area. So I'm kind of keeping an eye on this one now. It seems like kind of a new storm trying to form here.
Okay. All right. Good deal. Andrew is And Andrew's out there giving us an idea of what's going on, and that is a flood report that Mike is popping on there. That's the one from Belvedere Street, I'm imagining? Okay. All right. So no other, we're not getting any storm reports in terms of any damage from a tornado, so that is a very good thing. And let's go back over and look at our tower cam shot. That's a very ominous looking shot as we look down to our east. And let's pan over to the left a little bit, because that is what we're looking at. We're looking at the base of that storm that is now moving up over the Chaco Valley Bridge. And there's going to be an update there. And you can see just a little bit. There's the storm. I mean, that's a nasty, dark sky there looking, again, over the Chaco Valley Bridge, moving north of there now. And that storm is heading toward RIR, about to move over RIR at the moment. So, again, that is the south storm, and it's right in here. There's RIR there. That's what we're looking at from our tower here at CBS 6. And we have the lead storm. The lead storm is headed up. Again, this is going to be in Hanover County now. That is a strong circulation. And Mike, they just issued a new warning on that?
Yeah, for the storm closer to the city, that's until 3:15, moving north of 35, near East Highland Park, Virginia Union University. It's for the city of Richmond, Hanover, Henrico, and King William counties. That's till 3:15.
Till 3:15. Okay, this storm right here, this is the one that's got a really strong velocity couplet with it. And again, this tornado warning was updated here. It's near Virginia Union. Again, talked about Chaco Valley Bridge, not too far away from there as well. It's a broad circulation. But again, there's the circulation. This is going to be Studley Road. Again, this is Pole Green Road, and now it's north of Studley Road, right along Studley Road at this time. That is in Hanover County. That is a strong circulation with that storm, the potential for a tornado with this storm. Again, this warning goes, is this warning until 2:45, the north storm, Mike?
Yeah, that was until 2:45. I've also got an update from the Storm Prediction Center. They're likely going to extend the tornado watch, because I think the original expiration was 3. That's correct. So I think they're going to be extending that as well.
Okay, so the tornado watch is going to be extended until, well, beyond 3. That's when it was set to expire, so it's 2:40 right now. Clearly the threat for tornadoes will not be over in 20 minutes, so they're going to update that and extend the tornado watch further into the evening, or late afternoon, early evening. We'll see. Maybe something like 7 p.m., something like that. And we will see what they do with that. But there's the circulation here. That's the one over Virginia Union. That's the south storm. And that continues to track right over RIR. And this one's going to come up very close to where the initial one came up, right over Mechanicsville Turnpike and 295. If it continues to maintain itself, which there's no indication why it would not at this point. These have been long track circulations with these storms. And again, that new warning, that goes until 3:15. So tornado warning now in effect until 3:15 with the south storm. The north storm is still until 2:45, but that will likely be extended as well. And again, you can see a broad circulation in here. This is going to be near Studley Road and Williamsville Road. And that is going to be, again, in Hanover County, but it is headed up. It's now west. It's going to stay west of Mechanicsville Turnpike, west of 360. And this is this real windy line here. That is the Pamunkey River. So this is about to cross up over the Pamunkey River and move into King William County. King William County is in the tornado warning at this time, and it is going to take this, and it's going to be fairly rural areas of King William County. There's still some farmland out there. There's still some people at home there, but this is going to be moving up out of Hanover County and into King William County. You folks in Aylett, this circulation right now looks like it'll stay west of you, but we'll keep looking at it, because it is going to be awfully close. Again, it's moving northeast at 30 miles per hour. There's the time of arrival. Corinth Fork at 2:51, Mango Hick at 2:56, Tuck Fork, God, careful of that, 2:59, Upshaw 3:01, Duane at 3:04, and Duane Fork, lots of forks in there, at 3:06. Okay, so that's the circulation there in Hanover County. Again, it's approaching, that storm is approaching the Pamunkey River, and it will cross that and it'll be moving into King William County at that point. And we still have this circulation here that's going to be near RIR. So again, Laburnum Avenue is right in here. So Laburnum Avenue right in here, Ladies Mile Road right in here. There's RIR. And again, Caroline Avenue right over here. And that's where that circulation is passing right now. It's going to come right up over 360 and right through the 360, 295 intersection, exactly where that initial storm went. So they
extended that northern storm. There's a brand new tornado warning till 3:15, and that goes Caroline, King William, Hanover, and King and Queen.
Okay, so both tornado warnings now are until 3:15. Thanks, Mike. This one's Caroline County, Hanover County, King William County, and King and Queen counties. All right, so that's the lead storm coming on through. And with that storm that's moving over RIR right now, packet pickup for the races tomorrow, the marathon, the half, and the 8K is out at the racetrack. If you are tracking us from either inside that building or thinking about heading there, don't head there first off. Let the storm go through. If you are there, just stay there. I would not get out and get in your car and try to get out of that area. Just stay there and let the storm move on through the area. Okay, so we have two tornado warnings right now, both of which are in effect until 3:15. Here's the broad view. What we've seen is some clearing back to our west, and this was handled very well by the high-resolution short-term models, where we're going to have a relative void of showers and thunderstorms for a while. Sun will probably come out as well. And it looks like this round of storms here over the next 2 hours or so, this may be all that we end up seeing in terms of the tornado threat. We will see how that plays out. I haven't had a chance to analyze anything because I've been covering these things with you here over the air. But it looks like we're in the meat of it right now, and by evening things should have settled down. Okay, so there is the circulation. It's a lot weaker now. It's over RIR, and it is approaching, again, it should be RR, Richmond Raceway. We'll have to update that icon there. But it's approaching 295 now. And now it looks like the updated, the latest one is going to be getting pretty close now to 295 and Mechanicsville Turnpike. The circulation may come a little bit over to the west of that. So again, here is 301. So here's where Chamberlain and 295 cross. That's the Chamberlain exit. And then we get down to the 360 exit. And it looks like we're going to come right on between those. Looks like it's going to come between those two exits. So again, we've got the Chamberlain exit and the Mechanicsville Turnpike exit, 360, and it looks like it's going to pass right between those, right over the Meadow Bridge Road exit. All right, so Meadow Bridge Road, right at 295 and Meadow Bridge Road is where the circulation is going to go. And again, that is the south storm. That's the southernmost storm with a tornado warning on it. So again, it has cleared areas farther south into the city of Richmond, Chesterfield County, and Henrico County. It is this storm here that continues to track to the northeast. That is the south storm at this time. There are other storms, a couple of them way south, but none have warnings on them at present. Okay, so still tracking this one coming up a little bit west of Mechanicsville, and again, right there at the 95 and 295 interchange. It's going to come right over Meadowville Road, the way it looks right now. So again, this is 95 and 295 is right in here, and this is going to be Chamberlain and 295, and then right over Meadow Bridge Road is where the circulation is going to pass, if there is in fact a circulation with it, or a tornado with it. And right now it looks like it's pretty weak. Let me show you what we've got in the upper right hand corner. Let's look at our Millionaire cam and look at a shot through our Millionaire cam. And some of these shots that we're getting through our tower cams and all cameras across the city, there's just some eerie looking shots. I mean, that is the shot that you normally see, our Millionaire cam, and it looks like the clouds are just on the ground there. The cloud bases are so low. It's no wonder that you just can't see a tornado if one touches down for the most part. That's why we have the chasers out there, and even then, the chasers are having a very difficult time trying to track down what's going on with these storms. All right, so we've got the circulation, the north storm. Again, there's Williamsville Road, and that is going to be passing right up over, again, the Pamunkey River here shortly and moving into the western sections of King William County. Again, there's 360, Mechanicsville Turnpike, there's Manquin, and again, so it's well west of there, but that's a pretty strong circulation now, starting to get cranked up again the way it looks right now, and is right over the Pamunkey River, again, separating Hanover County and King William County. And again, there's Chamberlain, there's 301 right in there. And that circulation continues to move to the northeast at 30 miles per hour. Again, this is River Road up in parts of Hanover County. All right, so there's the circulation. This is going to be the south storm. This is going to be near Meadow Bridge Road and 295, and that continues to have tornado warning on it. That's until 3:15. Current time is 2:47, so 28 minutes more with both of these tornado warnings. If they were to maintain themselves, that's how long they would be in effect for, and we will see. So far, these storms just continue to truck right along, and they have no indication really of slowing down. They've been cycling some where they'll be really intense, then they'll weaken, and they'll crank up again. But so far, none of these storms have really truly gone away. There's that circulation over 9 Mile Road just north of 64. So 9 Mile Road over Highland Springs, and this is a brand new circulation, Mike. Yeah. A brand new circulation. This is the one
I want to interrupt you. So we have 3 potential circulations now, technically 4. One thing I also want to update, we've been covering these other ones. There is this tornado warning now for this circulation near Garysville, and that's heading up into Charles City. So if I zoom out just a little bit, I'll show you where the current tornado warnings are. So we have the 3 official tornado warnings and then that one new circulation near Highland Springs.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Thanks for the update there on the south storm. So again, we've got one coming into Charles City. If you live in the Charles City area, you need to take a tornado safety precautions there. Again, there's a new circulation, and I believe this is the one that Andrew was headed to. This is what we were just looking at from our airport cam. With just look at the clouds were just basically on the ground. So you've got a circulation there, a very, very low cloud base here. And if we can get Andrew, let's check in with Andrew Smith. And you guys just let me know if you've got his audio potted up. We'll go to him on that storm. Andrew, we got your storm now. We're seeing the circulation on it. Where are you, and what are you looking at? Okay, so he's probably in an area.
Hey, Zach, I'm right at the entrance of the Cold Harbor battlefield here.
All right, he's in a tough area right now. All right, we'll check back in with Andrew here in a moment when he gets into a little bit better location there so he can stream his coverage a little bit better for us. But he's been pretty solid all afternoon, showing us the bases of these storms. And again, we've got a couple different areas of circulation. Again, there's just really 4 different areas of circulation, 3 different warnings. Okay, so we've got the north storm, which is right on the Pamunkey River. That's storm number 1. Okay, this is the circulation that began in north central North Carolina, and it is still there. Okay, so that is approaching Highway 30. All right, so here's Highway 30 and toward Mango Hick. All right, so if you live in Mango Hick, you need to take those tornado safety precautions right now. That circulation's right over the Pamunkey River, and it is headed right up toward the Mango Hick area. Okay, that's storm number 1. Warning goes until 3:15. Storm number 2 is farther south, and that one here is sitting near really right up in here, but we've got 2 different circulations. We've got this one that's over near Hanover Farms. That's the more intense circulation. We had one in here that the warning was on, but I'm telling you, this one down here is way more intense at the moment. So this storm may just completely be going away. This farther south storm may be robbing this one of its energy. So I'm thinking that this one may be a non-event here, and this is going to be the issue farther south. Again, right along 295 and Creighton Road. So again, there's the circulation there. It is not in a tornado warning at the moment, but that is the circulation to be concerned with right now. Again, Creighton Road and 295, that's headed up over Walnut Grove Road and Sandy Valley Road. Okay, so that is the one that's got the main circulation with it at this time, 295 and Creighton Road, and that's circulation that continues to head north. It's going to cross right over Walnut Road, and then this one's going to come up over Mechanicsville Turnpike, and we're Sandy Valley Road, between Walnut Grove Road and Sandy Valley Road along Mechanicsville Turnpike, that's where the circulation is going to cross. Okay, so this is a circulation that does not have a warning on it right now, but it is every bit as strong as the other storms that have warnings on them. Okay, so this is outside of the warnings. I imagine there's going to be a warning issued on this at any moment, but that's what we're looking at right now. That is a major concern, that circulation right there at Creighton Road and 295. Okay, so let's look at the Charles City storm again, Mike, real quick for the folks down there. I don't want to leave them out of what's going on. So again, we've got 4 different circulations, 3 different warnings. The farthest south storm that we have is this storm near Garysville, and it doesn't look great in terms of the circulation, but it's headed for Charles City. So if you live in Charles City, you need to take tornado safety precautions. Don't screw around with this. This is coming in close to you. So again, this is something that you need to take seriously as it approaches your location. Take your tornado safety precautions in Charles City, and really all of the southern half of Charles City County is in this tornado warning. All right, so this storm continues to track to the north. It's headed up through the area. It'll be Greenway at 259, Barnett's at 301, Ruthville at 304, Sandy Bottom at 309, Mount Castle 312, Roxbury at 313, and Woodhaven Shores at 317. Okay, so that storm is moving to the north at 30 miles per hour. Let's go back to the north storm right now and look at that one. And again, this storm, we're looking at the circulation here. Again, it's not in a tornado warning, but this is the main circulation here near Creighton Road at 295. There's still a warning on this one here that is going to be near Chamberlain Avenue, but at this moment it just does not have much of a circulation with it at all. And then the farthest north storm is headed toward Mango Hick. So if you live in Mango Hick, around the Mango Hick area, this is Highway 30 running through Mango Hick. This circulation appears to be weakening right now, but it still is a tornado warning, and you need to take your tornado safety precautions. The warning continues for another 22 minutes until 3:15. All right, so that circulation approaching Mango Hick has a tornado warning on it. So that is the farthest north storm that we have. We also have one back to the south and west of it. It's very weak at the moment. It might crank up again, but it's fairly weak. We have a circulation that's heading up toward Charles City. That's another one. And then we have another one that does not have a warning on it that is located over the Highland Springs area right now. So you have 4 different areas of concern here, not too far away from the Richmond area. Okay, so there is the circulation. Again, this is the north storm. It was really intense for a while in Hanover County. Crossed over the Pamunkey River. It's fallen apart pretty quickly. All right, we had another circulation here farther south and west, and this one came up north of Mechanicsville, and it has fallen apart. I don't see anything in there anymore. I think that it's just gotten robbed of its energy from the storms farther south. The inflow probably got completely cut off from it. Then you have a storm, again, this one's near, we'll call Hanover Farms, but again, Sandy Valley Road, Walnut Grove Road, and then here's Creighton Road in here. Okay, so this is a fairly significant, this is 360. I'm sorry, 360 is going to be right in here. Creighton Road is here. It crossed over Creighton Road. It's headed up over Walnut Grove and Mechanicsville Turnpike. All right, so right at Walnut Grove Road and Mechanicsville Turnpike is where that circulation is going to be. And it continues to move to the north at 30 miles per hour. It does not have a warning on it at this time. Okay, so all these storms, everything's going to go up spinning at this moment. We've got a lot of wind shear in the atmosphere. Just every storm that gets anything to it, any legs to it, is going to start to spin. All right, we've got the warning down here for Prince George County and Charles City County. All right, that one is a circulation that's coming up, approaching Charles City right now. It's a fairly weak circulation, but it is a circulation. And then we have another warning. So this one goes till 3 o'clock, Charles City, Prince George, and Surrey. So that's another 5 minutes for you folks down there. And then we've got this other storm. Looks like we've had that initial one canceled. So now we only have the one till 3:15 for Caroline, Hanover, King William, and King and Queen. That is until 3:15. All right, so we have that warning up north, and then we have the circulation that does not have a warning on it. And that is moving up now. Again, there's a look at Mechanicsville Turnpike in here. This circulation has weakened now. So again, it wrapped up very quickly and now appears to be spinning down fairly quickly as well. And we still have this circulation. If you go farther north, you're going to get into that circulation. And that circulation, again, is going to be up near Mango Hick. This one also doesn't look that impressive. It's still a circulation, still has a warning on it for another 19 minutes. But circulation is going to be right in here just south of Mango Hick. So this is Highway 30. All right, so here's Doswell. King's Dominion is right in here. Meadow Event Park right in here. So beyond all that, we're past 301 and 30. So there's Hanover's going to be right in here. So it's just a little bit to the east of Hanover and just a little south of Mango Hick. All right, so that's the circulation, just a little south of Mango Hick. Continues to move into far western sections of King William County. It'll clip a little bit of Caroline County. It looks like it's going to head north and do Caroline County a little bit here and up towards Central Point a little bit later on if it continues to maintain its circulation. It has weakened some, but it may be what we call cycling. All right, so this circulation farther south, still there, not overly strong, but still there. And again, it's going to be right along Mechanicsville Turnpike, and it's going to be very close to Walnut Grove Road. It's right in here. All right, Walnut Grove Road and Mechanicsville Turnpike. All right, so that's the circulation there that we're looking at, and we also have one that's approaching Charles City at the moment. So again, several different circulations. Looks like that warning is now gone. We only have one warning now, and that is only for another 2.5 minutes. So these things, all of a sudden, we don't have much going on in terms of warnings, and that's not a bad thing. All right, so we've got Charles City right in here, circulation right in here that appears to have weakened fairly significantly. Now, the thing about this storm is it's much closer to the radar site than the other storms. So the radar down at the Weather Service is sampling this thing at a lower level. It's got a better look at whether or not there is low-level circulation. So the fact that it's not showing much is a very good sign here. There is a little bit of a circulation and even a pretty little hook on it, but it's not a real intense storm. So we will see if this one is extended or if it's allowed to expire at 3 o'clock. That's coming up in a minute and a half here. And we have the tornado watch that is supposed to expire at 3 o'clock as well, and we will see if that's continued or how long that's continued. I think it will definitely continue. We've got a new tornado warning. That is down in Isle of Wight County, Southampton County. Let's see, what are we looking at? I'm sorry, that's the city of Sussex, or Suffolk. So Suffolk City has a new tornado warning way down here. So that's well out of our area. That goes until 3 o'clock, so it's been out for a little while, but that's way out of our area, but just kind of giving the whole area of Virginia a look, because I know some people commute back and forth to Norfolk, and that would be coming up across 64 there. And then we've got this one storm here. Look at the rainfall. Boy, the path of these things, they have dumped a tremendous amount of rainfall, 2 to 4 inches in some cases. Some of these isolated locations, maybe around 3.5. So there's been a lot of rainfall with these things in isolated locations, and you see 4 inches there. And that's just a little bit north of South Hill. So some tremendous rainfall with the storms today, as well as obviously the tornado threat that they've posed. And we still have the flash flood warning that remains in effect until, I think, Mike, you said 4:15 on that? Yeah, 4:15 on the flash flood warning for that area. Okay. So we've got the last tornado warning, the only one that's in effect, is going to expire in about 5 seconds. So we'll see what happens with this one here for Charles City, and there it goes. All right, so at this very moment, there are no tornado warnings. And Mike, did you see an extension of the tornado watch?
No, it was an SPC outlook, so there was nothing official issued, but they put that out, I think, about 45 minutes ago. So
okay, all right.
If they're going to do something, it probably should be soon.
Yeah, they have to do something because the whole thing is going to be expired from everybody's systems and it's going to drop right at 3 o'clock. So the new watch, wherever it happens to be, is going to pick up from now and move forward for the rest of the evening. Okay, so as it stands right now, there are no tornado warnings for what we consider our area. Suffolk City is the closest one to us at the moment. There are some storms that have circulations on them. There are some storms that definitely bear watching, which we will continue to do. We have crews in the field. We have Andrew Smith. We have Jim Duncan out there chasing for us, and storm riders out there as well. So we've got this thing covered. We've got Mike Stone in the studio, Julie Watkins in the studio as well with me, and we are all tracking this thing and watching these things carefully for us. We have other isolated little showers and thunderstorms trying to get going, and if anything exhibits any kind of rotation, we will be back to let you know about that and cover this for you, just as we have been doing for the last 3.5 hours. Stay with CBS 6. The weather Helmet area. There's Poplar Hill Road right here, and this is going to be the Mattaponi River, this squiggly line that you see here. So you've got the Mattaponi River right in here, and then you've got Poplar Hill Road. So right where Poplar Hill Road comes up to the river, that looks like it's going to be right where this circulation will pass. All right, so you've got this one storm in King William County. It is western sections of King William County. It is going to be approaching the Mattaponi River at Poplar Hill Road. After that, very close to Helmet. All right, so the Helmet area, you've got Newtown Road and Poplar Hill Road just west of Helmet. That's where the circulation looks like it's going to cross right after it crosses the Mattaponi River. All right, so the initial circulation, the farther one north, that looks like it's falling apart. It's still there over Bagby, but right now it's probably just a little bit of a lowered base. Probably doesn't have that much organization. Then you got a little bit more of a circulation with this thing over New Kent, so that is definitely one to take into account here. Here's Talliesville Road right in here. You've got Venatera Golf Course and Winery out here as well. All right, so there's Quinton, Talliesville area. There's New Kent right along 249, and again the circulation kind of rode right up over Highway 155, kind of paralleled that out of Providence Forge, and now over New Kent. And there's Talliesville Road, and again Venatera Winery and Golf Course right in there. And this in here, this is the Pamunkey River, so this storm's going to move up into King William County and be very close to Lanesville. If it maintains the circulation, it's going to be very close, maybe just a little bit left or a little bit west of the Lanesville area. All right, let's check out the North Storm again if we can. And there it is. And it still has a very good circulation with it. It's just a little bit behind the banner now. And Mike, can you slide that up just a touch? We've got this banner that there we go. That's a very, very strong. And now we both have outbound winds and some inbound winds that are starting to catch up a little bit. So that's a strong circulation. 81 mile per hour outbound winds. That is saying something. That's some significant outbound wind. And after we look at this, Mike, I want to look at the debris tracker and see if there's something there, because that's a very strong circulation. It's a long way away from the radar site, so we're shooting way up into the storm. Don't see anything in there, so that's good. Doesn't mean it's not there, but can't see anything, at least with the debris tracker with the dual pole radar. So looking at what we've got here, the storm's going to be heading up pretty close to Helmet. It doesn't look like anything that would pose any kind of threat. In any other circumstance, you'd look at that and say that's nothing. But then when you swipe that away and look at the velocities, you see what's going on inside the storm. And it has a strong circulation with it. Outbound winds here and inbound winds right next to it indicates that circulating wind. And this tornado warning continues for not just King William County, but a little bit of Caroline County and a little bit of King William County, King and Queen County. So King William, Caroline, King and Queen, that circulation is going to pass up right over the intersection of all three of those. And this warning continues for another 17 minutes until 3:45. Mike, that might be the strongest circulation we've seen so far this afternoon. It just continues to get cranked up here. And can we look at this thing on Doppler Max 6 3D? And I'll give you a second to pull that up. But what we're looking at here, again, you can see the chart behind me there. You've got the toward and away. Still a flash flood warning for the Richmond area at this time. But look at this. You've got this donut hole here. That is a classic signature of bounded weak echo regions. You got a donut hole in there, and then here's the circulation. That is a really strong circulation. And so this is the side-by-side comparison. We flip back and forth. This is a great way to look at it. So you don't have to flip back and forth. You can actually see, okay, there's what we call the intensities, the rainfall intensities. And then behind me here are the Doppler velocities, looking at the wind. And you can see how this thing is really cranked up and it's gotten stronger and stronger and stronger. And so there is the potential here that we could have a developing tornado with this thing really at any time. And Mike, can we look at a cross section of this? If we slice right through the middle of this thing?
Hey, Zach.
Yeah.
On Max 1, latest wind skin is now 86 miles an hour.
Goodness gracious. Okay, 86 miles per hour. That is really high velocity winds. You don't see that very often. And that is what we're looking at with this one storm. Outbound winds from the radar site, 86 miles per hour. All right, and you have inbound winds right next to it as well. So the gate-to-gate shear is over 100 miles an hour at this point. And so that is some significant stuff, some significant rotation here in northwest sections of King William County. And right where Poplar Hill Road comes in to the Mattaponi River, which is right in here, right where it crosses that's where the circulation is going to go. Right up in here, this is Caroline County, and right back in here is Bagby. Okay, so Bagby's right behind the banner. So it's coming right up toward Bagby and going to be close to Helmet as well. And that is a significant velocity signature there as this continues to lift to the north and a little bit east of true north. So stay alert. Helmet area to Bagby, along Newtown Road, Poplar Hill Road, you need to take those tornado safety precautions. This is a serious situation here. And let's go back, Mike, if we can look at the, there's the cross section, and slide it this way just a little bit. And it's hard. See, what's going on here is we can't resolve the lowest levels because we're too far away from the radar site. So, all right, so I just wanted to see kind of how that looked. Let's go and look at the debris tracker again, see if we've got any debris in the air from this thing. And don't see it at the moment. And you said, Mike, that it looks like there was just a new, this polygon's flashing, so we've had an update to this. What are they saying about this right now? Because they didn't update they might have updated the position on it. Sorry, till 3:45, so we know that 14 minutes more on this for Caroline, King William.
Northeast at 30.
King Queen.
Near St. Stephen's Church.
Excuse me. All right, St. Stephen's Church. Okay. Wouldn't be surprised if we get a tornado from this one, just given the velocity pattern. But again, we're a long way away from the radar site. You have to treat it as such. If you have a tornado warning, you have to take your tornado safety precautions. You can't take any chances on this. It's now moving at 30 miles per hour. It was 25. Did you say 35?
Northeast at 30.
30. Northeast at 30. All right, and the warning goes until 3:45. So strong circulation. It's still in King William County, but it's about to cross into western sections of King and Queen, and may clip a little bit of Caroline County as well. This circulation has really gotten intense. At one point, we had 86 mile per hour outbound winds indicated by Doppler velocities. And so you have the outbound winds, you have the inflow winds as well, or incoming winds toward the radar site as well. Not inflow. The inflow in the storm is what's been most impressive with this. And this storm continues to head north right over Poplar Hill Road and the Mattaponi River, and then it's going to cross over Newtown Road just a little bit to the west of Helmet. It's going to come very, very close to the little community of Helmet. So if you live out there in far western sections of King and Queen County, you need to take those tornado safety precautions. This is a serious situation with this storm coming on in to the area. And if anything at all, it's just going to be a big, ugly storm that doesn't do anything. But you need to be prepared in case this does happen to produce a tornado, because it's that type of atmosphere that we're in right now. Any storm that gets going is going to have a chance to rotate. And what we're looking at right now is the presence of any debris. And at the moment now, I do not see any. That's a very good sign that we're not seeing it showing up on, at least showing up on radar at this time. We're not seeing any debris. All right, just a little bit of a hook feature trying to develop. It's not very well organized at all, so it's not a significant hook by any stretch, but this is just a little south and west of the Helmet area, and it's going to come very, very close to Helmet. So keep those tornado safety precautions going. This storm is getting close to so it's just about right on the Mattaponi River and about to move into King and Queen County. It's right along Poplar Hill Road. It'll be paralleling Poplar Hill Road right on up over Newtown Road. All right, and the warning continues until 3:45, another 12 minutes. Again, there's your circulation right on the Mattaponi River, lifting to the northeast at 30 miles per hour, crossing Newtown Road here shortly, as well as Poplar Hill Road. The intersection there is going to be right where this is going to cross. And don't know if Andrew Smith is still on these storms or not, but you guys can get in my ear if he is, okay, and we will get a check-in with him. All right, there's a look at the track of this storm. 30 miles per hour off to the north-northeast. Mike Stone drawing that on there for me. Helmet at 340, Salvia at 343. Tignor at 347, Central Point at 348, Battery at 351, Bethlehem Fork at 353, Lloyd's at 356, Hustle at 357, Farmers Fork at 359, Occupacia, that's one I've not seen, at 4 o'clock. chance at 4:02 and Iraville coming up at 4:03. All right, thought I'd seen every place in Virginia until now. Okay, there it is, a circulation, pretty strong circulation right on the Mattaponi River, and this is coming up into western sections of King and Queen County. King and Queen County is just this area here that I'm tracing with my finger. Just that is the far western part of King and Queen County. So you've got Helmet right in here. Circulation is going to come very, very close to Helmet at this time. The warning clips a little bit of Caroline County, including Bagby, but right now it looks like it's going to be mostly in the far western sections of King and Queen County. It's about to move out of King William County, so we can drop that part of the warning. Not yet, but we're getting close. This is about another 3 or 4 minutes from being entirely within King and Queen County. And again, right along Newtown Road and Poplar Hill Road out near Helmet, that is going to be the area where this circulation will cross. Whether or not there's going to be a tornado with it, don't know, but there is a strong circulation with it at this time. Mike, that south circulation that was down there near New Kent, what has happened with that one? I imagine it's still there, but it's weak. It's near Lanesville. So it is in far southeastern sections here of King William County. Again, this is going to be the Pamunkey River right in here. So you got the Pamunkey River wrapping around. There's Lanesville. So there's the circulation, and here's Highway 30 coming out of King William and moving southeast toward West Point. So this is going to be moving up over Lanesville and approaching King William. May move just a little bit east of King William. There's not a warning on that one right now, but that is definitely something to just keep an eye on, because we've seen these things happen across Virginia. You see the circulation, all of a sudden a warning gets issued. So again, we still have this warning. This one's going to be just south and west of Helmet, very, very close to Helmet. The warning on this one goes for another 9 minutes, as it will, at that point, be at the very end of this polygon, and we'll see if it gets continued a little bit farther north. But as of right now, the circulation has now moved into western sections of King and Queen County. So it is out of King William County. It is into King and Queen County. You have outbound winds on this thing of 73 miles per hour. And there's a little bit of Caroline County in this, but it looks like it's going to stay, the circulation is going to stay over into western sections of King and Queen County at this time. So again, Poplar Hill Road, Newtown Road, circulation is going to come right up over that in western sections of King and Queen County, a little west of Helmet. Take your tornado safety precautions if you haven't already in the Helmet area and all of western sections of King and Queen County as this continues to roll through the area, and it is headed north and a little bit east of north at 30 miles per hour. A warning on this goes for another 8 minutes. It's the only tornado warning in the area at this time. All of the Piedmont Tidewater is still under a tornado watch until 6 o'clock. So instead of 3 o'clock, it was extended until 6 o'clock. All right, so we have a storm report here. Thunderstorm wind damage in Mechanicsville. Tree down at the intersection of Studley Road and Shelton Point Drive. So that's something that you would typically see in any thunderstorm outbreak or anything like that, are trees down. They're a dangerous element that we always have to contend with here in Virginia. So that's good. No roofs blown off or anything like that that we know of, just a tree down. So that's expected. That was down in the Mechanicsville area a little while ago. And again, we still have that circulation. It's still a strong circulation that is up in western sections of King and Queen County. This is going to be out near Helmet, and that circulation is still there. And it is on a storm that has a warning on it for about another 7 minutes. And after that, we'll see if this gets extended up towards Central Point and into other areas farther up into northern sections of Virginia. So this has been a circulation that's been with us for a very long time. It is still there. No confirmed tornadoes at this point, although we've had dozens of tornado warnings at this point, lots of them, or at least a dozen. And we've got this one. This is the only game in town at the moment. Other areas are clearing out to our west, so we're getting some sunshine west of Richmond, even into Richmond, starting to see some peaks of sunshine around here. And so that could add fuel to the fire. And, we got a couple showers in parts of Goochland County and in Powhatan County. Nothing developing from those at this time. But another little shower here crossing Interstate 85 coming out of Brunswick County Again, no warnings on any of that, but it is an air mass that's starting to destabilize again. We'll see if it can get any legs to it. But sometimes you can get this atmosphere re-energized by the sun. You see the sun coming out a little bit, and we might see storms tend to rotate again. I think the main game, the main event, though, looked like it was going to be this line of storms, and that's what it has been so far this afternoon. Okay, so there is the circulation. It is now in far western sections of King and Queen County. The warning goes for another 5 minutes, and the storm is lifting to the north-northeast at 30 miles per hour, approaching Central Point now. It's over Helmet, essentially over Helmet, maybe a mile to the west of Helmet, and it's lifting north toward Bird's Mill Road. Okay, so again, you've got this road that's coming north. That's Bird's Mill Road, and that's coming straight up to Central Point. So this storm is roughly going to parallel that between Helmet and Central Point. So Bird's Mill Road is where that storm is going to continue to move. It's moving at 30 miles per hour right along and parallel to that road, and it's going to continue to head up into the Central Point area. Okay, this is Caroline County that we're looking at back in here, King and Queen County here. The storm is out of King William County at this time and continues to lift to the north-northeast. Again, there's Bird's Mill Road right in there, and there is the Helmet area. And looking at Central Point, that'd be the next location in the path of this storm if this storm continues to exhibit some strong rotation with it. As of right now, still has circulation with it, a couple lightning strikes in there, and it will continue to move to the north-northeast. And right now, there is a circulation with it. It's not as strong as it was when the warning was initially issued, but it still has a circulation in there. Not getting any reports of any damage or a tornado on the ground or anything like that, but what we're looking at is a storm that does have the potential to produce a tornado. So again, for the King and Queen area, King and Queen County, far western King and Queen County, that tornado warning will continue for another 3.5 minutes or so. We'll see what happens here as this moves farther north and whether or not it's extended a bit farther north. But again, out in Bagby, you guys are okay, close, but just fine. And beyond King and Queen County, we're going to get up into Essex County if this thing maintains itself. So again, Essex County crossing over Highway 17. Here's the time of arrival. Salvia at 3:43. Tignor at 3:48, not sure if I'm pronouncing that one correctly. Central Point at 3:49. 11 at, or Elevon, or 11 at 3:52. Bethlehem Fork at 3:53. Hustle at 3:58. Farmers Fork at 3:59. Occupacia at 4:01. Chance at 4:03. Layton at 4:08. And Leedstown at 4:10. That's based on a movement to the north-northeast at 30 miles per hour. There it is right there near Helmet. Continues to track to the north up towards Central Point. And again, now we're going to be getting into parts of Essex County, western sections of Essex County. So right now the storm is still in King and Queen County. That warning continues for another 2 or 3 minutes. And then beyond that, we'll see if the warning gets extended and moves up a little bit farther north into maybe a little bit more of Caroline County and into Essex County. As of right now, though, we still have the potential for a tornado not too far away from Helmet. The circulation is going to be roughly parallel to Bird's Mill Road and heading up towards Central Point. So if you have interests in that area, if you live in that area, know somebody that lives there, you can call them up, tell them to take the tornado safety precautions as the storm continues to head in that direction. I can tell you that the circulation is much weaker than it was about 10 minutes ago. Yeah.
National Weather Service just put out that they're going to expire that warning right now, a couple minutes early.
Okay. All right. So they are expiring that warning. That makes sense as we've seen this thing settle down a little bit. So there's a chance that it could always be cycling and it could wrap up once again. But at this time, this circulation is weakening as it approaches Central Point, and we're not going to have an extension of the tornado warning any farther north. So again, Caroline County, far eastern Caroline County, and far western sections of Essex County. Just stay alert. We'll be back on the air to let you know if this thing does exhibit any more rotation. As of right now, we've got a full team of meteorologists in here. funnel with this particular storm. It occurred earlier in far southern sections of Dinwiddie County, right here just across the river into Dinwiddie County, out of Greensville County. And it's moving to the northeast at 25 miles per hour. That is going to take it toward these communities in its path. Let's check them out here. Looks like this thing has stalled out on us momentarily. And we'll look at this here in just a moment. But again, it's moving to the northeast, and it's going to pass pretty close to DeWitt and very close to the Dinwiddie area. And that's going to take it near Jack and Matoaka. Jack at 445, Matoaka at 451 on that circulation. It's now, again, in far southern sections of Dinwiddie County, and it is moving up toward Dinwiddie across Interstate 85. At this time right now, it is a broad circulation. This warning goes until 4:30. And it is much weaker than a lot of the circulations that we have seen earlier in the day. But it's still there. It's a broad circulation. You see these shades of green. Those are winds flowing toward the radar, and the ones in red away from the radar. And again, we're closer to the radar now than a lot of these storms earlier in the afternoon. So we have a better sample at the low levels of this thing. So current time's 4:10. This warning will go for another 20 minutes, and again, it is one in a long, long list of tornado warnings we have had throughout the day. There's a look at Doppler Max 6-3D. Again, we're looking at the regular rainfall that you would typically see, and then behind me here are the velocities, the Doppler velocities. And again, at times it looked a little bit better than it does right now, but still, it still doesn't look great. It's a very weak storm. It has a little bit of a circulation in it. I would imagine that this is a little bit higher based than some of the storms that we saw. The surface of it, the base of the storm essentially is probably off the ground a little bit more than some of the storms we have seen earlier in the afternoon that were basically on the ground, it seemed. And so it is still a concern. We still have a tornado warning with it. Again, there's Dinwiddie right in here. It's very, very hard to see. This font is very, very small. But again, it is approaching the little areas, the county center there of Dinwiddie, and it continues to move to the north-northeast at 30 miles per hour. Okay, so it is the only tornado warning that we have out there right now. Let's go back over to Max and look at what we've got on Max. Here are your tornado safety precautions. You want to take shelter in a basement or the lowest level possible in your home. Not everybody's got a basement, but if you have one, that's always the best place to be. You want to put as much space as you can between yourself and the outside walls. So hallways are good. Closets are always good as well, or a bathroom that's in the interior part of your home. You don't want to be in any room that has a window in it. And then, of course, you don't want to be in a car or a mobile home or a manufactured home. You need to get out of those and seek a sturdy shelter. Okay, so again, there is the circulation here. It is passing up over Hamilton Arms Road. It was a much stronger circulation earlier when the warning, really before the warning was even issued, it was a stronger circulation. But there's still some element of rotation in there as it's approaching the Dinwiddie area. And this is going to be crossing Interstate 85 very near the Dinwiddie exit. So if you're familiar with that stretch of road, that's not a road you want to be on in any type of storm with as many pine trees as there are on either side of the road. It's a very pretty stretch of 85, but it can be dangerous when you have high-level winds coming through the area. And so there may be a little wind with this outside of the potential for a tornado. I don't expect much. And the storm itself appears to be in a weakening phase. Not to say that it's going to completely go away, because some of these storms have cycled where their circulations will weaken and then they'll crank up again and then they'll weaken again. They go through that cycle. But as of right now, this is a very small storm that we're looking at, and it appears to have gotten smaller and weaker over the past 15 to 20 minutes. In fact, the circulation is, while it's there, there's really not a ton to it. It is just a fairly broad circulation. And aside from a funnel report about a half hour ago, haven't really seen this one do much else. All right, let's check out the broad view here, and I just want to show you the tornado watch that we have in effect. The watch is in effect until 6 o'clock, and it's all areas here in the dark red. And this may get trimmed back a little bit earlier than that. If not, still only an hour and 45 more minutes with the tornado watch in effect. We're starting to see some clearing, and as the skies have cleared out some, and that's trying to re-energize the atmosphere somewhat. But so far, it's been pretty slim pickings for anything around the area. We've had a couple of isolated showers try to get going. And again, you got the one circulation there, and we can look at other areas across the region. There's that one area of rain. We've got a few showers from Sharps to Oakley down toward King and Queen Courthouse, and no threat with any of that. Then we've got some rainfall around Lake Anna, Mineral, Cuckoo, Louisa area, Apple Grove. No issues with that either. And then really not much else coming into the region at the moment. We have had 3 reports of funnel clouds for today. Let's go back over to the radar if we can, Mike, and see what we've got in there. It appears to maybe have locked up for the moment. There's Doppler Max 6 3D. And again, you're not seeing the red shadings over here anymore. So this thing is continuing to weaken. Still a tornado warning, though, with it until 4:30, but it's a fairly weak storm at this point. And you can see just a very broad circulation. The reds would indicate winds flowing away from the radar site. The greens would indicate towards. So there still is some element of rotation in there. It's just a good bit weaker than what we had maybe half an hour ago. And really about 45 minutes ago is when it was really strong. But it really started to weaken, and then the warning was issued on it. So again, it's not a very organized looking storm. There still is a tornado warning with it. There's a look at the tornado watch that I was mentioning that continues until 6 o'clock this evening now. And that does include the Richmond area. As of right now, though, we just have a few scattered showers around the area and that one storm that does have a tornado warning on it as it continues to move up over 85 over toward the Dinwiddie area. So it is a storm that continues to bear a little bit of watching here. 15 more minutes on that particular warning. As of right now, though, it is not a very intense circulation. There's nothing in the Richmond area at this time, a few showers across parts of the Middle Peninsula and Northern Neck. But again, a weak storm here, and no lightning with it or anything, just a little bit of heavy rainfall and a broad circulation. So again, this warning continues until 4:30 officially. If it does last that long, this thing may be canceled early based on how weak that circulation is at this time. And again, it's moving now north up across Interstate 85. You look at the broad picture there, you can see just a couple showers in Louisa County up around Lake Anna. Also a couple showers as we head north and east through the Tappahannock area, a little south and east of Tappahannock, and also down toward Louisa, a couple showers. But as of right now, none of these exhibit any kind of rotation and any threat to the area. So let's go back over and look at what we have on, let's see, Max 1 again. So we can pull that up and see what we've got. There we go. And there I am. All right. Tornado watch continues until 6 o'clock. We still have this one tiny little area under a tornado warning. That will continue until 4:30. So another 13 minutes on this one, if it lasts that long. I'm going to tell you, the storm was stronger earlier in Greensville County, and now it just seems to be dying a slow death as it continues through Dinwiddie County. There's the center of circulation of what was Nicole. It's just a post-tropical area of low pressure at this point. A lot of very heavy rainfall north of this through West Virginia and eastern Ohio. And we've got a couple little more bands of showers and isolated storms coming through central sections of North Carolina. Not sure the atmosphere is going to support any more tornadoes once that heads in our direction. I think the atmosphere has got a little bit different animal to it in terms of the low-level wind structure. So we will see what happens a bit later on. But what the short-term models, high-resolution models showed is panning out, is playing out pretty well in terms of having that one round of storms coming through, producing a few tornadoes, and then a break like we're getting right now with the sunshine out, and then a band of non-severe storms coming through a bit later. So that still remains to be seen if those storms continue to weaken, but hopefully that will be the case. So here we go. This is through the rest of this evening. There's a line of showers there through 10 o'clock tonight, some bedded heavier showers, and we'll see what kind of shear structure is there as those come through. After that, we look good as we head into tomorrow morning. Should be great for the racers tomorrow morning as well. This humidity will be out of here. And then as we get into the rest of the day, it looks good. Tomorrow night, there could be a few additional showers that develop across the area as the upper level low comes through. And so there might be some overnight showers that move through the area. But other than that, it looks like Sunday should be a mostly dry day as well. Look at our temperature trend here. We got 75 tomorrow. After that, we drop off into the 50s and we stay there. In fact, it looks like the pattern is going to stay chilly right on through Thanksgiving Day. And we'll see the pattern. It can always change in a week to 10 days, but it looks like a very cool pattern for us heading all the way into not just next week, but the following week. Okay, so let's go back over to radar and look at the storm in question. We still technically have a tornado warning with this. The circulation is going to be right along Highway 85, Interstate 85 in Dinwiddie County, and that warning continues for another 10 minutes. And it's moving to the north at about 30 miles per hour. It will cross Interstate 85, stay in Dinwiddie County. As of right now, just a little bit of an indication of outflow winds that are coming away from the radar, so it's inflow into the storm. And a little bit of toward component on the radar, just not much. So a little bit of a circulation is coming right up over Dinwiddie right now. And it's a broad circulation, not a strong circulation that we've seen with some of the storms earlier in the day. It is the only thing that we've got out there right now that exhibits anything even close to a tornadic circulation. It's weak, though, at the moment. Fairly weak circulation, and it continues right over Dinwiddie. So it's got a little bit of that hook presence to it here. There's just not much to it. It's a fairly small storm. It's out there in the middle of nowhere, and it is just kind of hanging out over Dinwiddie at this time and moving through Dinwiddie. Again, a not real pretty presentation here, not real tight, but there is a little bit of a circulation with this thing. And again, it's going to be lifting up over Route 1 and then up toward Courthouse Road, just north of Dinwiddie. So again, taking Dinwiddie up to Courthouse Road and across Route 1 here, and that is where it's going to be heading over into fairly rural areas, but just continuing its northward move at about 30 miles per hour. I do think this is probably going to be allowed to expire, if not canceled early. So, Mike, you've got an eye on that.
They continued it at 4:15. So
At 4:15, they continued it. Gotcha. Continued it till 4:30, correct? All right, so it continues in effect until 4:30. And we will see what happens here as this continues to head up toward the 460 corridor. And as of right now, it's still a very weak storm. It is the only storm that we have that has a warning on it. And so it's the only thing out there that it shows any kind of velocity signature. It's fairly weak again, but it's one to definitely keep tabs on as it moves north of Dinwiddie now and approaches that 460 corridor in northern sections of Dinwiddie County. Again, so you got some heavy rainfall with this, a little bit of a modified hook presentation. It's a pretty weak storm. And at this time, no reports of a tornado with it, no reports of any damage or anything like that. Looking at the rest of the area, we've got a little bit of rainfall across the northern neck and middle peninsula, and is non-severe, so just some light to moderate rainfall when you look out in parts of Essex County and Richmond County. So again, Essex County along Route 17 and Richmond County, some heavy rainfall there. Also out toward the Jamaica area, some heavy rainfall. Then you get a gap and you get out into western sections of Spotsylvania County on either side of the far western ends of Lake Anna. Got some heavy rainfall out there, but nothing severe, no rotation there. I got a few little sprinkles coming into the west sides of Petersburg and Chester, and then you've got this one storm here, the tiny storm and a tiny little tornado warning. These are the funnel reports that we've had so far today. There's been 3 of them. Had one down now near Alberta. That was with that pretty intense storm a couple hours ago. And they had this one. This is what triggered this latest tornado warning in Dinwiddie County, a little bit north of Purdy. And then you have another one near Waverly. So there was a funnel reported near Waverly, so somebody near the Weather Service reported that one. So 3 funnel reports so far. Flash flood warning, of course, for the whole Richmond area from this, and getting a little bit of wind damage reports coming in as well. But overall, this is good. Nothing confirmed on the ground so far today, despite having quite a few tornado warnings. I mean, a ton of tornado warnings starting at about 11:45 this morning. A lot of rainfall as well. These little pockets in here indicate rainfall totals that are pretty impressive. This whole area in yellow would indicate about an inch of rainfall, but again, you've got areas western Dinwiddie County that's well over 2.5 to 3 inches. You got more heavy rainfall between Stony Creek and Petersburg, very heavy rainfall in those areas. And so there has been some soaking rainfall, even right through the Richmond area has been some soaking rain. These were the storms that came right through the Richmond area, 2 of them back to back, and that moved through, again, Again, Hanover County, western King William County, and that laid down a good swath of about 2-inch rainfall total. So it wasn't for everybody, but under these storms, you did pick up a lot of torrential rainfall, and all of that just due to the tropical air mass that we're in. So when it rains, it absolutely pours. We saw plenty of that today. All right, so we still have this one storm. It's on the very edge of the little polygon for the tornado warnings, on the very northern edge of that. In fact, it's just about outrun it at this point. So technically, there's still a tornado warning with that for about another 5 minutes, 5 to 6 minutes. And now the circulation has passed over Interstate 85, and it will continue to head north. And looks like this is the Courthouse Road area here. And then we got a little road here, White Oak Road. White Oak Road's gotten a lot of airtime today, as we've had White Oak Road and Old White Oak Road on the map quite a few times. And that circulation is going to pass right up over White Oak Road and between 85 and Courthouse Road. All right, so that would be the area where the circulation would pass. And that is the circulation with the tornado warning that's in Dinwiddie County right now, just Dinwiddie County, as it continues to go. All right, so they did cancel it. All right, it's probably about 10 minutes too late, but they did cancel the tornado warning for that storm down there. And so that one's done. We no longer have any tornado warnings, at least for right now. Just some heavy rainfall with this storm. That tornado warning has been allowed to expire. They're not issuing another one, are they, Mike? That's not what they're...
Yeah, they replaced it with a strong thunderstorm statement.
Okay, so they replaced that with just a statement that we have a strong thunderstorm. Okay, so we continue with some rain, west sides of Lake Anna, lifting up into Orange County and Spotsylvania County, and we continue with some showers out in the northern neck as well. If there are any more tornado warnings, we will be right back with you, but here's more of today's news. Let's take a break, and we will be right back.